Capturing the Cosmos by Thomas Kitching. The Conversation ESO via Flickr, licensed under CC by 2.0. Thomas Kitching. The Conversation Share Tweet Email Reddit Print Share Tweet Email Reddit Print. There was much excitement when scientists witnessed the violent collision of two ultra-dense, massive stars more than 100 meters light-years from the Earth earlier this year. Not only did they catch the resulting gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric of space-time, they also saw a practically instantaneous flash of light. This is exciting in itself and was the first direct evidence for a merger of neutron stars. But from a cosmologist's perspective, the photo finish of the gravitational waves and the flash of light has at a stroke demolished years of research into a completely unrelated problem. Why is the expansion of the universe accelerating? It turns out that space and time are actually mutable, pliable, flexible and wiggly, rather than constant, fixed or immovable. This has been known since Einstein published his theory of general relativity, which explains how gravity warps space-time. The subtle effects that this mutability causes need to be accounted for even in the GPS that makes your sat-nav and iPhone work. One prediction of Einstein's theory was that it should be possible for space-time to have waves in it, like the surface of the sea. These would be visible if one could, for example, smash together two black holes. This prediction was dramatically seen in the first detection of gravitational waves by the LIGO experiment in 2015. The discovery opened up a whole new way to probe the cosmos, and was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics. The new detection of gravitational waves from the merger of neutron stars also has profound implications for our understanding of the universe. However, for the cosmologists it was the flash of light 1.7 seconds after the gravitational waves that was the more intriguing observation. The 1.7-second time delay is important because it means that the gravitational waves and the light waves had been traveling at almost exactly the same speed. In fact, these are two of the most closely matched observed speeds ever. The two only differed by 1 part in 10 meters billion. To put this into context, if the speed cameras on the road could measure speed differences this finely, you would get a ticket for going 30.00000000001 miles per hour in a 30 miles per hour zone. Compared to the best measurements cosmologists were hoping for in the future, this is a factor of a million billion times better. Factoring in that the electromagnetic waves may have taken a bit of time to escape from the turmoil of a neutron-star collision, for all intents and purposes the speed difference is zero. Cosmology is in a bit of a pickle. We have a great model that can explain the evolution of the universe from a fraction of a second after the Big Bang, until now approximately 14 billion years later. The problem is that in order to explain all the observations, a mysterious energy called dark energy must be added to the models. Dark energy is a huge problem. It accounts for about 70% of all the energy in the universe, and we have absolutely no idea what it is. Dark energy is like an anti-gravitational effect that is pushing the universe apart and causing its expansion to accelerate. So to explain dark energy, cosmologists have attempted to change or replace Einstein's theory to see if a new theory of space-time could finally explain the effects of dark energy. One way that cosmologists tried to do this was by changing the speed in which gravitational waves and light traveled. There were many different theories that had this component, each with a peculiar name like quartic and quintic Galileons, vector tensor theories, generalized Proctor theories, B-gravity theories and so forth. Without data, any of the theories could have been correct, and there were many people hopeful that they could be the next Einstein and Newton. But now, in a single observation from a single neutron star merger, a wide variety of these have now been consigned to cosmological dustbin in a flurry of papers here, and here. So no new Einstein yet. In the absence of compelling data, it is still possible that we can update Einstein so we can account for dark energy. But the wiggles from the gravitational wave data has left very little wriggle room. Artists' impression of the finished square kilometer array. Swinburne Astronomy Productions for SCAR Project Development Office, CC by SAR. The theories that have survived the pruning are much simpler than those that were allowed before, and the simplest theory, and the frontrunner, is that dark energy is the energy of empty space, and just happens to have the value we observe. Another explanation that has survived is that it's a Higgs-like field. The now famous Higgs boson is a manifestation of a Higgs field, the first scalar field observed in nature. This is a field that has a value at every point in spacetime, but no direction. An analogy would be a pressure map on a weather forecast, values everywhere but no direction. A wind map, on the other hand, isn't a scalar field as it has speed and overall direction. Apart from Higgs, all particles in nature are associated with quantum fields that aren't scalar. But like the Higgs, dark energy could be an exception, a ubiquitous scalar field pushing the universe apart in every direction. Thank you. We won't have to wait long before new telescopes will test the remaining theories and a big piece of the cosmological puzzle will be completed. Thomas Kitching, reader in Astrophysics, UCL. This article first appeared on The Conversation. We welcome your comments at letters@scroll.in. Sponsored content by published November 27, 2017, 12:34 p.m. TLLF. Share tweet email Reddit print. Share tweet email Reddit print. Questioning is the art of learning. For an illness as debilitating as depression, asking the right questions is an important step in social acceptance and understanding. How do I open up about my depression to my parents? Could meditation be counted as a treatment for depression? Should heartbreak be considered as a trigger for deep depression? These were some of the questions addressed by a panel consisting of the trustees and the founder of the Live Lovelock Foundation TLLF, a platform that seeks to champion the cause of mental health. The panel discussion was a part of an event organized by TLLF to commemorate World Mental Health Day. According to a National Mental Health Survey of India 201,516, conducted by the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences NIMHANS, common mental disorders including depression, anxiety disorders and substance use disorders affect nearly 10% of the population, with 1 in 20 people in India suffering from depression. The survey reported a huge treatment gap, a problem that is spread far and wide across urban and rural parts of the country. On 10 October, trustees of the foundation, Anna Chandy, Drive, Shyam Bhatt and Neena Nair, along with its founder, Deepika Padukone, made a visit to a community health project center in Davangere, Karnataka. The project, started by the Association of People with Disability APD in 2010, got a much-needed boost after partnering with TLLF 2 years ago, helping them reach 819 people suffering from mental illnesses and spreading its program to 6 taluks, making a difference at a larger scale. During the visit, the TLLF team met patients and their families to gain insights into the program's effectiveness and impact. Basavaraja, a beneficiary of the program, spoke about the issues he faced because of his illness. He shared how people used to call him mad and would threaten to beat him up. Other patients expressed their difficulty in getting access to medical aid, for which they had to travel to the next biggest city, Shivamogga, which is about 2 hours away from Davangere. A marked difference from when TLLF joined the project 2 years ago was the level of openness and awareness present amongst the villagers. Individuals and families were more expressive about their issues and challenges, leading to a more evolved and helpful conversation. The process of destigmatizing mental illnesses in a community and providing treatment to those who are suffering requires a strong nexus of partners to make progress in a holistic manner. Initially, getting different stakeholders together was difficult because of the lack of awareness and resources in the field of mental health care. But the project found its footing once it established a network of support from NIMHANS doctors who treated the patients at health camps, primary healthcare center doctors and the ASHA workers. On the visit, the TLLF team along with APD and the project partners discussed the impact that was made by the program. Were beneficiaries able to access the free psychiatric drugs? Did the program help in reducing the distance patients had to travel to get treatment? During these discussions, the TLLF team observed that even amongst the partners, there was an increased sense of support and responsiveness towards mental health aid. The next leg of the visit took the TLLF team to the village of Bilichodu, where they met a support group that included 15 patients and caregivers. Ujala Padukone, Deepika Padukone's mother, being a caregiver herself, was also present in the discussion to share her experiences with the group and encourage others to share their stories and concerns about their family members. While the discussion revolved around the importance of opening up and seeking help, the team brought about a forward-looking attitude within the group by discussing future possibilities in employment and livelihood options available for the patients. as the TLLF team honored World Mental Health Day 2017 by visiting families, engaging with support groups and reviewing the successes and the challenges in rural mental health care. They noticed how the conversation, that was once difficult to start, now had characteristics of support, openness and a positive outlook towards the future. To continue this momentum, the organization charted out the next steps that will further enrich the dialogue surrounding mental health, in both urban and rural areas. The steps include increasing research on mental health, enhancing the role of social media to drive awareness and decrease stigma, and expanding their current programs. To know more, see here. This article was produced by the Scroll marketing team on behalf of the Live Love Laugh Foundation and not by the Scroll editorial team.